Coming up in seconds on your Tri-Cities news source, the popular Apple Festival in Irwin kicked off today. News Channel 11 will take you there. Plus, one organization in the Tri-Cities is expanding to help needy and homeless people of our region. Find out what they're doing to make sure they make it through the colder temperatures.
Had a very cold start this morning, and now for the weekend, our next cold front moves in tomorrow with a few clouds, just a slight chance of a shower. We'll take a look at your entire weekend outlook and also tell you about a nice warming trend, which is right around the corner for next week. All that coming up in weather. Our news starts now.
This is News Channel 11, your Tri-Cities news source at 5.
The fall of the year means fall festival time in the Tri-Cities, and one local event is helping to keep kids safe. Good evening, and thanks for choosing News Channel 11 at 5. I'm Sarah Diamond. Tim and Selena have the evening off. It's a chance for local vendors to share their wares and for local talent to strut their stuff. And in Jonesboro, it's a time for swapping stories. News Channel 11's Lara Moore is live at the International Storytelling Festival in Jonesboro. Lara, what's going on there?
I'll tell you what, Sarah, I think there is a lot of story swapping going on. It is a weekend of tall tales and family traditions along the streets of historic Jonesboro for the Storytelling Festival. Hundreds of tellers are sharing some real life and some not so real stories with thousands of listeners. But that's not the only action taking place in the Tri-Cities this weekend. The Unicoi County Apple Festival is in downtown Irwin. Local vendors have crafts, food, and of course apples. One of the new features this year, wet your whistle with some moonshine. Well, not really, but you can see how it was made years ago in this still. But of course, there's no taste testing. It's just water. And on a more serious note, there is another new opportunity this year at the Apple Festival that is getting the attention of parents. It's child identification.
Kids line up to be fingerprinted. No, they're not in trouble. This is for their safety.
We can take time out. It takes about 2 minutes to do one child.
And local law enforcement want you to make time too.
It helps the community and the people around to help find the children if something happened.
This year at the Apple Festival, kids can leave their mark. Free fingerprints are being taken for parents to take home.
To me, it's something that needs to be done. You don't have a choice. Just do it, have it on file, because hopefully you'll never need it. But if you do, it's there.
Just look at the crowd here at the Apple Festival. Very easy for children to get lost in the mix. It's something parents don't want to think about, but the Unicoi County Sheriff's Department says you need to be prepared.
Hopefully this would never be used, but when you need it, you want to have everything you can to work with.
Police also advise parents to put updated pictures and a list of your child's activities, friends, and doctors with the prints, so that if your little one turns up missing, you're one step closer to finding them.
Instead of wondering, where they're at, what's wrong, it's sad, but at least it would give you closure.
Or in some cases, it could even save their life.
The Apple Festival will continue through tomorrow. Now, the Storytelling Festival will end on Sunday. Tomorrow night, though, they will be celebrating the life of one of the original storytellers at this festival, Ray Hicks, who died a little earlier this year. And there's a lot of talk about him and all of his stories. Reporting live in Jonesboro, Lara Moore, News Channel 11.
All right, thanks, Lara. Both of the festivals are becoming a piece of local history. This is the 31st year for the Storytelling Festival and the 26th year for the Apple Festival. Well, nearly every county in the Tri-Cities region has lost manufacturing jobs. Governor Phil Bredesen is here to assess economic development needs, and you may be surprised to hear that he's getting the impression there isn't a big problem. Bredesen brought his job cabinet to Kingsport for the tour of the Weyerhaeuser paper mill, followed by a roundtable meeting with community leaders. The discussions are part of the governor's Hands-on Tennessee tour. Now, despite having higher unemployment rates than the state as a whole, Bredesen was surprised there wasn't more talk about job loss here.
I don't know whether people were being excessively polite or not, but the level of concern about the jobs was not as high here as it's been in other parts of the state.
The Job Cabinet will continue holding a series of discussions across the state to get input on ways to recruit better-paying, higher-skilled jobs. And tonight at 6, Governor Bredesen gives advice to the hundreds who've lost jobs in our region. Eastman Chemical is now releasing numbers on how many jobs could be trimmed. The company expects global workforce reductions of approximately 600 employees over the next 6 to 9 months. They expect the reductions will come through a combination of attrition and layoffs. These job losses are in addition to cuts in the coatings, adhesives, specialty polymers, and inks segment. Well, it appears Johnson City Manager is looking for a new job again. Mike West is on the short list of 4 candidates being considered for the county administrator position in Beaufort County, South Carolina. West was hired almost 2 years ago to serve as city manager in Johnson City. Earlier this year, he interviewed for the city manager position in Tyler, Texas. The region's unemployed is causing more work for some in the Tri-Cities. One rescue mission now can help more people thanks to needed improvements. But as News Channel 11's TK Owens found out, the new facilities will only help the mission keep pace with the needs of the community.
We continue to feed people simply because that's what God wants us to do.
The Haven of Rest started in 1955 by a group of Christian businessmen on State Street in Bristol. It's supported almost entirely by donations. Today, a new pantry and freezer makes their mission a lot easier.
Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these my brethren, ye have done it unto me.
Several groups came together to get the expanded pantry and a new walk-in freezer.
The cooperation between different organizations will help Haven of Rest feed more folks. Unfortunately, more and more people are in need of these types of services.
It's due to the economy in part, I'm sure, especially in this area.
Families who have need of food for one reason or another. It's actually been growing, I would say, in the area of 5 to 10% per year.
Part of Haven of Rest's ministry is to get these folks back out into the workforce.
It's got a little down, a little down. The job played out, like I said, it got a little down and out.
Terry Gaunt came to the mission about 2 weeks ago. He says the food is good, but he wants to provide for himself.
I told him I won't be, by the time I leave here, I'll be fat. Be fat,
Not only does the mission shelter the homeless, it also helps needy families.
Toward the end of the month, we have more people on fixed income who come by for groceries because they just can't stretch that dollar.
Stretching that dollar and helping the homeless is what this mission is all about. In Bristol, TK Owens, News Channel 11.
The Haven of Rest prepares over 30,000 meals a year and always welcomes donations from the community. A Kingsport bail bondsman has been arrested on charges he tried to hire someone to beat up his stepbrother. Alan Hood is charged with solicitation to commit aggravated assault. He was arrested at his business, A. Hood Bonding, on Clay Street in Kingsport today. Police say Hood gave $300 to a person to hire another to have Roger Stapleton assaulted. Hood has been released on a $15,000 bond. A Telford couple whose daughter was made to sleep in a dog cage could get their kids back. Robert and Sharon Miller have worked out an agreement with Washington County Juvenile Court, according to the Millers' attorney. The children could be back with the Millers within 6 months after a variety of social services, including parental counseling for the couple. The girl's grandmother says she forced the 5-year-old girl to sleep in a dog cage because of her behavior. Prosecutors are still deciding whether to press aggravated child abuse charges against the couple and the grandmother. Children in the Tri-Cities are one of the first in the country to view an exciting new fossil discovery. The Hands-On Museum will host an exhibit with newly discovered fossils of a feathered dinosaur. The fossils were discovered a few years ago in China. Scientists believe the meat eater was as big as a large chicken. The exhibit features robotic replicas of different dinosaurs, as well as an opportunity for kids to dig for fossils. You can catch that exhibit at the Hands-On Museum through January. Much more still to come on News Channel 11 at 5. In Medical Watch, new technology is helping cut down on the number of medical mistakes. And when it comes to receiving quality medical care, do overweight patients come up short? We'll have details up next on your Tri-Cities news source.
For fast information on local news, sports, and weather, call InfoTalk. Then dial 1000 for news, 2000 for weather, and 3000 for sports. Enjoy a chilling musical tale of love and betrayal as Barter Theater presents Phantom. Now through November 23rd, you'll be captured by this tragic story with a twist of humor. It's a play filled with special effects, excellent choreography, and elaborate costumes that are truly something to see. Love, pain, and everything in between. Let Barter Theater mesmerize you and take you on this melodramatic journey. Call today for tickets to Phantom, sponsored by WKPT Radio, the Bristol Herald Courier, and News Channel 11.
Before there was 0% financing for 72 months, there was the Ford Explorer, the world's #1 selling sport utility. Before there was $4,500 cash back, there was an SUV with the comfort of independent rear suspension. Before there was an incredible deal, there was an SUV that outsold its competition for 12 straight years. It's 0 financing for 72 months, or $4,500 cash back when financed through Ford Credit. And before long, there won't be any Explorers left. So hurry to your local Ford store today.
Midway Furniture Warehouse.
The best place to shop for furniture.
The best place to save money.
The best place to get this 4-piece dinette for only $149.
And this 7-piece dinette for $469.
There's no place like Midway Furniture Warehouse in Bristol, Virginia.
The best place in town to save on furniture.
At Hands-On Regional Museum, you can fly a plane, be a news anchor, shop at the Kindermart, and make a craft in the Discovery Room. Experience and learn about culture, technology, and mysteries of the sea. Daily programs and interactive exhibits are designed for all ages to enjoy. Discover, create, experiment, all in one great place. It's learning made fun at the Hands-On Regional Museum. Call for more information. The Hands-On Regional Museum, proudly sponsored by the Bristol Herald-Courier and News Channel 11. Enjoy performances by the best high school bands from around the Tri-Cities. Food City presents Music in the Castle, Original Marching Band Festival, Saturday, October 4th at 1 p.m. at Tennessee High School Stone Castle Stadium in Bristol. Tickets are only $5 for adults and $3 for students. It's 15 of the region's top high school marching bands, all at one stadium. Music in the Castle, sponsored by TriCities.com, the Bristol Herald-Courier, and News Channel 11.
When it comes to your health, human error can have some serious ramifications. In tonight's Focus on Your Family's Health, Dr. Walt Larimore reveals how old technology will be used in a new way to reduce medical mistakes.
Hospitals will soon have something in common with supermarkets, thanks to the Food and Drug Administration. Barcodes are making their way onto prescription drugs and vaccines and other medicines that are used in hospitals. The FDA just announced plans to implement the barcode policy, which may lead to scanners at each patient's bedside. FDA officials believe barcode scanning will reduce prescription and dosage errors, which can sometimes be fatal. Each code will contain the drug's strength and proper dosage, and the hospital scanners will compare this to information on each patient's record. Improvements in patient safety in the high-tech medical field are on the way, and it's thanks to technology already in place in the not-so-complicated world of grocery shopping. I'm Dr. Walt Larimore.
You can visit our website at TriCities.com to learn more about how your health is being improved through technology. A new study on obesity shows that many doctors, nurses, and other medical personnel are reluctant to treat obese patients. The study shows that some healthcare professionals think obese people are lazy and worthless. They say overweight people have poor hygiene, and some say they're even repulsed by severe obesity. Now, this isn't good news for the 127 million overweight people in the U.S., some of whom already feel they're less likely to receive good medical care because of doctor bias. Well, still to come on News Channel 11 at 5. If you're looking for that perfect gift for your kids, we have the top 5 picks for this year a little later in our newscast. But first, a little gift in the weather department. A cold night turned into a beautiful fall day. More of the same for the weekend, Mark?
I think for the most part we may see some clouds tomorrow. A very slight chance of a shower with our next cold front coming in. The good news is temperatures are warming up. I'll tell you about it coming up next.
Score big every week with high school football highlights from around the region. Watch Touchdown Friday night on News Channel 11 Nightside.
Neighborhoods. We're a country full of them. Uptown, small town, but they all have one neighbor in common. One of over 2,800 neighborhood Leader drugstores.
This month, purchase any 2 Leader brand products and get the 7-day pill reminder absolutely free. Hurry in while supplies last. Stop by Bloomingdale Pharmacy on Bloomingdale Pike in Kingsport or Boones Creek Pharmacy on North Rowan Street in Johnson City.
Joe Renato's FBI undercover team has to be ready for anything.
I don't know who you're going to play or what you're going to be. Keep them cell phones turned on.
They have to be able to take on any identity.
It's a small bit, the girlfriend. Oh, it's the girlfriend.
And any risk.
Thanks, you.
They solve crimes from the inside.
I wasted all that time learning how to bartend because the only real requirement is cleavage.
You got the job.
Emmy winner Joe Pantoliano, The Handler, all new CBS tonight.
This week on Live.
Yeah, I've done it all.
My heart started going ba-dum, ba-dum. Fun, fun, fun.
Yeah.
It's all right here on Live.
Yeah.
Oh! And Kevin. She's just going to take it like this. Oh, really? Yeah.
What matters? Bristol, Johnson City, and Kingsport, or your local United Way.
Your Storm Team 11 forecast is brought to you by Applebee's. Mark Reynolds has been awarded the seal of approval by the American Meteorological Society.
Had a very cold start this morning. Tri-City Airport all the way down to 32 degrees. Had many locations go into 20s with the frost and freeze across the area. We're going to see our temperature drop down to 53 now by 9 o'clock. 43 by 7 o'clock in the morning, up to 62 by noon tomorrow. You will notice an increase in clouds. Going to watch a weak cold front moving through. Just about a 20% rain chance tomorrow. Not that bad. Take a look at some of the chill this morning. This, the coldest we have seen so far this year. Mount LeConte down to 22 degrees in Tennessee. Mount Mitchell 26. Boone, North Carolina down to 27, as well as Beach Mountain and Marshall, North Carolina, 29 degrees this morning. So definitely a very cold morning across most locations. Right now 60 at Birchleaf, currently 63 in Marion. It's 55 now at Wise, 62 Johnson City and Irwin, and 56 now Geneva, Wilson, and Greenville. Tri-City Airport at 61 degrees, humidity 43%, south wind at 9, and the pressure at 30.02. Our high so far has been 63. The low this morning 32. The record for this morning 25, 1974. No rainfall during the past 24 hours. High pressure now moving away, and that's going to allow for some clouds to increase late tonight and tomorrow as we watch this cold front. Most of the energy with this, or most of the showers, remaining up over the Ohio Valley, the Great Lakes. So we're just going to squeeze out a few widely scattered showers as the cold front itself continues to make its way through the area, and they're going to be on the light side for the most part tomorrow. As we fly into the southeast, still watching our tropical storm Larry well down in the southwestern Gulf of Mexico. High sustained winds with that at 60 miles per hour. Otherwise, as we take you on a trip through the southeast again today, watching a few widely scattered showers off the Florida Peninsula. It is improving, so if you do have travel plans down that way, looking a little bit better. More sunshine coming up for the weekend. Over the southeast, it has been a relatively nice day. High pressure dominating, plenty of sunshine this afternoon. Temperatures on the mild side as well, holding in the 60s and the 70s. And real quick, we'll take you all the way out over the Atlantic Basin. We are now watching Category 3 storm, which is a hurricane, Hurricane Kate. Another powerful hurricane in the Atlantic Basin. This one forecast to make its way, tracking back to the north, away from the U.S. mainland. But an interesting storm nonetheless. We'll watch that over the next several days. Again, high sustained winds with Kate now at 115 miles per hour. Here's a very impressive view of the eye, or the center of Kate. Again, 115 sustained. That makes it a Category 3 hurricane, and it looks like that will veer away from the Bermuda area as well as the United States. We'll watch it, though, over the next couple of days. A look at our forecast, and we're looking at 43 tonight, passing clouds, cool temperatures. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy at times, a mix of sun and clouds, we'll call it. 20% rain chance, our high at 68 degrees. Look at our extended outlook. Daytime highs holding in the 60s, a few lower 70s next week. Overnight lows generally in the 40s. Again, a slight chance of those showers tomorrow. Take a look at our pet picks today. Here is a cute one. This is Apple Pickin' Tim, they call him, during Joyce Laws. And here's another one from our friends down in Churchill. Charlie and Sylvia Wood sent Trey Tom there for us.
How cute.
Keep those coming. We'd like to see them go onto our website. We'd like to welcome Sarah Diamondback. You probably were wondering where Sarah's been, maternity leave.
I look a little different than I did
do?
a couple months ago.
Beautiful baby.
Thank you.
Everything going well?
Everything's going very well. It's good to be back.
Well, we're happy to have you back, too.
Thanks,
A lot of folks been asking about you.
Well, now they know.
They do.
Thanks, Mark.
All right.
Well, straight ahead on News Channel 11 at 5, despite the public outcry, huge salaries and bonuses paid to corporate executives continues to grow into the millions. And the best lessons you teach your kids are often done in silence. Those stories next on your Tri-Cities News Source.
We're ready to play the feud. It's guaranteed to make you... Sarah, you've been on the show before.
Yes, with Richard Dawson. He has real soft lips, you know.
Might make you...
Your Valentine fantasy. What is your sweetie wearing?
Nothing.
And always makes you...
Survey said...
You can play along on Family Feud.
Monday at 10 on News Channel 11.
Next, Hollywood Squares.
Your 2-year-old son likes to play with girls' dolls and jewelry. According to Woman's World, what does this mean?
He may someday grow up to marry Liza Minnelli.
Watch supermodel Tyson Beckford. Stephen Collins and Gina Lee Nolan.
Watch us saw Gina Lee Nolan in half. Next Hollywood Squares.
Wait.
Monday morning at 10:30 on News Channel 11.
Can we just grab a sandwich?
$1.84, first window, please.
Great, okay, we'll be right around. Hi.
Hello.
There you go. She has tan hands. Your hands are very tan. Is that from like the heat lamps and stuff?
Yep.
Very slimming.
Yeah, it looks nice, like vacation hands.
As though they had been to some tropical locale and left the rest of the body back at home.
Made to order. Sonic does it, others don't. Try Sonic's new double patty mounts. 2 patties with grilled onions made exactly how you want. It's not just good, it's Sonic good.
Hello, I'm Bob Lewis. Monday at noon, we'll tell you about a new procedure in which breast lumps are removed using just 1 needle the same day they're diagnosed. In Medical Watch, we'll tell you more about this very innovative approach to strike a blow against breast cancer in the very early stages. Chef Richard from the Virginia Intermont Arts Culinary Department returns with another round of tasty treats for your family, and we'll update you on the latest news, weather, and entertainment info for the day. That's Monday at noon.
Nate on a budget.
This is what I love to see.
Her bedroom? Boring. She wants this. Can he do it for cheap? Top decorators give up bargain hunting secrets.
This deal is sweet.
If you can't afford that, then you don't need a lamp. We're trading spaces with Burn Yip.
Come on in.
Inside his house. Plus, you all voted. What's the ugliest room in America? Find out. Monday's Oprah.
Monday at 4 on News Channel 11.
In tonight's Focus on the Family commentary, Dr. James Dobson recalls a county fair and a harness race and finds that our actions impact our kids in ways we may not realize.
The Oval County Fair was a wonderful place for a 9-year-old boy and his dad to spend a lazy afternoon with the Ferris wheel, the 4-H displays, and the cotton candy. My friend Dean Merrill was that excited 9-year-old. Dean tells about one particular afternoon at the fair when his dad's example spoke louder than any lecture. They had saved the best until last, watching horses race at the big dirt oval. So the two stood in the open grass outside the far end of the track as the harness races began. 3 horses jockeyed for position as they came around the final turn. Suddenly, Dean's dad jerked his sleeve and snapped, "Come on, we're leaving." As they walked toward their old sedan, the older man said, "That fellow's been beating that horse since way back on the straightaway, and the horse was already giving him everything he had. I won't stand by and watch. It's not right." Well, it's been more than 40 years since that afternoon at the fair, yet Dean still remembers the lesson he learned that day from his father, that it's not right to abuse an animal for any reason. In a similar manner, our children, yours and mine, are also picking up values that occur in the routine experiences of everyday living. And most of this teaching is done with very few words. Just remember this: your kids are watching you every minute, and much of what they see will be remembered for a lifetime. I'm Dr. James Dobson for Focus on the Family.
Despite anger among many American workers, pay to corporate executives continues to rise. A Wall Street Journal report shows that the total median pay for CEOs jumped 15% in 2002 to well over $3 million. In the first half of this year, cash bonuses paid to executives rose 26% to about $600,000. In the past decade, the total median pay to CEOs has risen by more than $1 million. The report predicts CEO compensation will rise again this year because of the economic recovery, rising share prices, and falling taxes. Not good news for the normal Joe worker out there.
Out of my category, I'll tell you that.
Mine too. What's going on at 5:30?
All right, coming up at 5:30, President Bush is putting his own spin on the latest report released by a U.S. weapons team in Iraq. A group is challenging Fidel Castro's government in Cuba. Arnold Schwarzenegger is facing more allegations today. It's storytelling time in Jonesboro. We'll have a live report. And are the Brits ready for one of our special treats? Plus, for the first time in 30 years, there's a new ivory soap baby. All coming up at 5:30. Is that baby yours, Sarah?
It could be. I'm not going to tell, though. Thanks, Bob. Next on News Channel 11 at 5, Christmas time is right around the corner, and we have the list of the top 5 toys that kids love best. We'll have details next on your Tri-Cities News Source.
Monday on News Channel 11's Morning Edition, wake up with all the news from overnight, and we'll get you moving with the Tri-Cities Region Morning Traffic Report.
I'm meteorologist Rob Williams. Cold temperatures have been the norm around the Tri-Cities the last several days and several weeks. We'll let you know if that's going to continue in your work week forecast.
Plus, registered nurse Lori Hamilton makes her Monday morning house call. She'll tell us about a support group in the Tri-Cities for those suffering from brain injuries. News Channel 11 Morning Edition starts at 6 a.m. We hope you join us.
In the heart of the motor mile.
Hello, this is Ray Howard, General Manager of Phil Bachman Toyota, and now is the time to save on your new 2003 Toyota. The 04s are rolling in, and all remaining 2003s must go. If you're in the market for a new car, come see us today for your next new Toyota. And remember, if you don't buy from us, we both lose money.
Take a walk through Southwest Virginia's recording legacy 1923 to 1943 during the exhibit Hometown Stars at the William King Regional Arts Center. Learn about singers and musicians who made some of the first country, blues, and gospel records in America. See photographs, posters, sheet music, musical instruments, and much more. Don't miss Hometown Stars, Southwest Virginia's recording legacy 1923 to 1943. Now through January 4th at the William King Regional Arts Center. Sponsored by the Bristol Herald-Courier and News Channel 11.
The biggest Hollywood musical of all time is live on stage.
Good morning, good morning. It's great to stay up.
We're laughing, we're dancing, we're romancing, we're singing in the rain. Live on stage, big as life, and absolutely dripping with pure entertainment. What a glorious feeling. Get happy again. Get your tickets now for Singing in the Rain.
Thursday, October 23rd at the Paramount Center for the Arts. Weeknights at 7:30 on News Channel 11.
I always wonder where that music came from.
Try Arby's exciting new Philly Beef Supreme with oven-roasted beef and fire-roasted vegetables on a bakery soft baguette. What are you eating today?
Finally at 5, get ready to shell out a lot of money this holiday season. The list of top 5 kid-tested toys is out, and they're not cheap. The Bratz Electric Funk Crazy Cool Karaoke will cost you $130. Next, a board game called the Old Century Dread Pirate costs $100. The Bratz Formal Funk Super Stylin' Runway Disco, also $100. The Hot Wheels T-Rex will drain your coffers of only $54 this holiday season. The Hot Wheels T-Rex, or the favorite toy of the season, is a fire truck called the 5-Alarm Fun Center. It's a mere $170, so be sure to get out your checkbook and buy early. I'm sure they'll all go fast. Well, that's our time for News Channel 11 at 5. Bob Lewis is in next.
If you're like a lot of people, you love